let's flip a coin. Heads Carolina, tails California.
Hello, it's Andy Graham of the Ask Andy Show. I have been traveling nonstop for 16 plus years all around the planet, been to 90 countries, and I'm going to add another 10 here in the fall, I think, because I'm going to Europe. I answer questions on like how to live abroad or how to travel the world or about the globe in general. Okay, Tim asked a question. Someone said to book out of season when buying airline tickets. When is that? Okay, that's a $1 million question, Tim, and he asked some good ones. Out of season, he's probably talking about, you know, high season of tourism, right? And I just did some research about a year ago when I was writing a book called the Life Without Borders, and one of these days I'll publish it. But we're adding it to the 100 websites we got, and it's a database full of information. But one was, the question was high season, because high season is when, you know, the most expensive time to fly. I mean, obviously, many people fly between Christmas and New Year's or something like that. Absolutely high season everywhere in the planet. Okay, but the only way I know personally how to do that is to get on Lonely Planet guidebooks, and they have chapters where they say high season, low season. Even when I'm asking locals here, or I'm asking other gringos or something, they really don't know. You have to have somebody more diligent and discerning like me that basically has a way of asking questions, and we've been traveling long enough that we're not prone to listening to people just give us answers, right? Because they'll all entertain an answer, they just won't be right. And the only way I know to do that is so for the destination you're going. Now, the bad part is you got two high seasons, right? You got, say, you're flying from the America to Europe. They may be the same high season at the same time. But you might find that the high season here, a lot of countries have high season during the summer, then they have another high season right at Christmas or, you know, Easter or something like that. So you got to be, really, to go the cheapest, you got to be flying low season to low season. But I don't know if that really matters so much as if you realize that there's optimum airports to fly out to go to certain places. And, like, for example, Orlando, Florida is one of the best places on the planet to fly out of to Europe. I've been doing a lot of research there, and I always thought it should be what you would think would be is New York City to London Heathrow, right? And that's pulling in at $800. It's really high priced. Now, I might be at high season because I'm trying to go to Bulgaria in September, which is at the end of high season in Europe. And so I'm doing a lot of research. But you're also making a question whether I should book during high season or low season. I mean, obviously, booking when it's really the busiest is going to be the highest price ticket. But the last 2 days before you leave is also the cheapest tickets. If you can really put it to the wall and just wait until the 2 or 3 days before you fly, you can often find real cheap tickets. There's a lot of places like jetairfly.com that fly to Europe and do different things like that, where they're really Thomas Cook charter flights and things like that. It's really blowing here, guys. I think this is called the temporada de viento. That's a season of wind. For July and August is a season of wind. You might not want to come here so much when the windy season here in Vilcabamba. But it's probably better than the rainy season. I don't know. It's not much rain right now. But, so the only way I know to find this is in a Lonely Planet guidebook. And if you don't want to buy the book, you don't know how to download it, you don't want to do all that stuff, go to the library and just pick up one, look it up, and you'll figure out the low season. And that can greatly save you money if you have the convenience. Really, one thing that I will tell you on buying plane tickets, one of the worst things you do is you sit there and say, I'm going to take vacation for the first 2 weeks in July or something like that. Really what you should do is figure out when the cheapest ticket is and then organize the time to take your vacation, okay? You're kind of doing it backwards. Because it might be easier for some of you with your bosses to, because for example, if I fly out on September 4th, September 5th is more, September 6th is more, 5th is more. So September 4th, flying to Europe is about $100 cheaper. So obviously I want to do it. Then I'm going to come back on probably December 20th from Europe. And I'm choosing exact dates, and I'm wavering back and forth just to save $200 or $300. And because it really don't matter to me, a couple days here, a couple days there, don't matter. But high season, low season, you have all different types of seasons. You have rainy season, high season, windy seasons. You have, all these different things, and they're really good. What you have to do when you're searching, you're not going to just search. You really should be searching like 3 or 4 times a day for about 15-20 minutes each search. And you probably know that you know where you're going when you know the airport codes, like BKK is Bangkok, right? And FWA is Fort Wayne, Indiana, Fort Wayne where I live, or Chicago's ORD. If you don't know these codes for these things that you can type in that, you don't have to type the whole word in, you can just type the code, right? If you haven't quite yet learned all the codes, you probably haven't searched enough, you're not probably going to get the cheapest ticket. But there's a lot of art form to this, and it's really, there's so many things. I should forget, flying English to English countries is usually cheaper. Flying Spanish countries to Spanish countries is cheaper. So flying from Vilcabamba, which is a Spanish country, to Spain would be normally cheaper than flying, from America to Spain. But South America, Central America is a difficult thing. But when you're making across the ocean flights, it's nice to fly the same languages. But there's a lot of gates, so you really should figure out what the gates are. In the United States, that's like Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Seattle. These are your big gates, and I could go on and on, right? But obviously, if I was living in Las Vegas, I could fly in and out of the United States to Thailand real cheap. New York, you can fly anywhere on the planet cheap. Chicago, pretty cheap, but not as cheap as New York. But at the end of the day, if you can figure out charter flights, that's the real windfall for plane tickets right now. They used to be considered consolidator tickets, but now you're looking for charter flights. Okay, but be careful when you look for charter. You also find that people that charter one plane as themselves to be like an executive flying a Learjet, right? That's not what you want. You want a group tour going someplace. Actually, your travel agents in America should know all this, but a lot of them don't. Sorry.
We can pack up tomorrow. Tonight, let's